for this final part of my testimonial, I want to focus on some more, as some people would like to call it, coincidence or miracles. Not just for me, but what I've also witnessed when I've been around the clergy. And I also kind of want to touch on one topic, which is Angelus, or the Imperial Region. Many people have, including myself, when I first came into the congregation, have had concerns as to whether or not he actually is Lord Rael sitting behind the computer. A lot of people have seen the whole IP address search, and, it's been published online and such. Here's the thing. Now, when you look at the stuff, consider this. You let somebody log on to your computer, right? I have multiple people that use my computer. Guess what username they're operating under? Mine. Guess what IP address is going to come back to? Me. Does it mean that it's me sitting behind the computer? No. Amazing. Logic. Just because it comes back to somebody doesn't mean it's them sitting behind the computer. Now, for all we know, Lord Rael could have multiple computers, and he registered them all under his name and allows other people to use it. So that's something that people have to consider. People see an IP address and they see the name that goes with it, goes, conclusion, it has to be it. No, it's not. Because there's plenty of people who let others use their system under their name, under their IP address. So, the next time that argument comes up, refer back to this video. It is not 100% proven without a reasonable doubt that is who's behind the computer. Okay? So, that aside, obviously I can't see who's behind the computer. But now here's an interesting remark that someone that I knew who left the congregation, was never a believer in the first place, made a comment about the Imperial Region, saying that his jokes appeared to be more of Australian jokes. Okay, we know Lord Rael is not Australian. And there are, based off of my dealings with this particular person, which I'm gonna leave nameless, I know how his jokes are. Some of his jokes I get, some of them I don't. He has a very unique sense of humor. So, from an Australian coming and saying, hey, this is, and no, for anybody who's thinking it's not anyone who's the clergy, like I said, he's not a believer. So therefore, it was someone outside of it that's also from Australia who I had spoken to in the past, and he said, Angelus has got to be Australian, because of the way he all his posts and stuff, the way he words everything indicates that. So, true or not, I don't know. I'm taking it from this person who's Australian, who would know how his culture is versus me. So, take that as you will. As for the miracles, I spoke in the other testimonial about some major miracles that happened, but then there's some subtle. Like, when I got back here, I ran into a financial crisis, a major one. And I'm like, come August, it was looking like that I could lose some power. I may have to sell a lot of things. Rather than having to do all that, there was a letter that came to me. And it said, rather than paying over $400 for this month's payment, since you have been so good to us, you have been on time, all the time, no issues. If you send in $40, we are going to delay this payment for years. The payment that would be over $400. Guess what? That's the amount that I needed in order to stay in operation before I came off my leave from work. What timing? And then it just happened again, recently. I had an unexpected charge that appeared on my card, but then I looked on my debit card, and I was like, I just got extra money. Where did this come from? It turned out that someone made a mistake on my paycheck. So I essentially got more. I mean, I got the money back that, from the unexpected charge, but I had more on top of that when I needed it most. God is great. Let me tell you that. All these miracles, whether small or big, it comes to a point where even as a scientist, researcher, you have to wonder when coincidence, when the argument of coincidence ends. A lot of people will argue that, but there's no specific number that says, well, at this point, during this time period, it no longer can be a coincidence. I'm sorry, there's been too many where coincidence is no longer an argument for me. Fate and the Father looking out for me. As for the clergy, let me tell you something. When they've needed something, it appeared. When they needed something for the charity program they were working on, it just, within the day, someone would come and say, oh, hey, do you want this? And they're like, oh yeah, we have a charity going. Yeah, that's perfect. And, we're sitting there going, wow. And all I can do is just sit back and just watch this. And I remember speaking to my friend Judy, just going, if this was not the Christ, if we were following the wrong person, would they really have all these miracles, one right after the other, that we were witnessing happening? Would this just be, would they allow this to happen? It just blew my mind. And I saw this so many times. A little bit in Baja, not as much because I wasn't there that long, but I've seen so much in Israel between the UFO activity, like when they say, hey, can you give me a sign? And all of a sudden, there's this UFO hovering around their area, and I'm there to see it. I'm there to see it. I'm a person that needs to see things in order to believe. And the fact that I saw one thing after the other, it made it so much more difficult for me to make any arguments about who this man is. All I have to say is just take a look at all the testimonials. Review all four of my testimonial videos. Watch everything that happens, the Torah codes, the prophecies, just everything. See what happens. I took a huge risk, starting to look into this and joining the clergy to do further in-depth research. I took a risk with all this because I realized that my soul is gonna go to one place or the other. And I certainly wanted to be on the Father's side, on the good side. If anything, I really hope that these testimonials really make you think deeply about this group, the group of people that you've come across, and fate itself. Everything happens for a reason, including the fact that you come across this testimonial at the time that you did. Perhaps something's going on right now, and this message will be the one that speaks to you. I love you all, love God, love each other, and I look forward to continue serving every single one of you, help guiding you to the light of truth, the light of knowledge. And thank you, Lord, and to your Father, to the Father, for all these great miracles, for all of these great lessons. And thank you to the Imperial Region. Thank you to all the clergy, Private Cleric Richard Ruff. You guys are a blessing in my life, and I look forward to when we meet again.